friends, I hope you're having a great day and welcome to what is actually the last video of 2021 from Grace Doing Things. Thank you so much for joining me and supporting me and sending me wonderful messages. I really appreciate all your support and it really warms my heart. So thank you so much. I'm really excited to share something that I've been sitting on for a few months now. This video is going to be me sharing my journey of projecting my first ever V7 outdoors. I actually managed to send it! Woo! Grace Sending Things. The name of the climb is called Paratroopin and it lives at the Frontline Boulders in Sydney. Let's get right into it.
By the way, apologies for the potato cam footage. My camera doesn't do so well at night.
So at the beginning of 2020, I set a goal for myself to climb a V7 outdoors by the end of 2021. This is a really far-fetched goal because I was climbing outdoors at that time and really struggling on V5s. I hadn't sent any at the time. I was like, I really hope that I can get it. Let's just see what happens.
Fast forward a few COVID lockdowns to June 2021, where I decided to brave the outdoors again, but this time in winter. And boy, did that make a difference. This time I managed to send my V5 project called Brightside, which was very surprising and nice. Then Yossi suggested that I try this V7 called Paratroopin.
And my initial reaction was like, no, like why would I try a V7? I just did a V5. I need to do a V6 before I do a V7. But on the other hand, I was like, whatever, like I don't have any projects right now. I may as well give it a try.
And here's my first attempt.
There's no feet, it's kind of the whole thing. Oh god. Like you can... Yeah, nice. Here we go. Oh my god, it's like speeding. Come on.
Oh god, we're just laughing too much.
That's okay, come on. That's it. Come closer. There you go. Yeah, maybe that's... I was like, I didn't want to say it, but I'm like, come down please and like warm up.
And I was like, okay, it's not that bad at the beginning.
But let me break the climb down for you first. The first section is this 2 to 3 meter traverse on juggy but sharp holds with no feet, so you're just monkey barring across. Then you get to a good part of the climb where you get to use the right foot smear to help bring a left heel hook up to where your hands are holding. This heel hook keeps you on the wall and assists with the next section of the climb, which is a series of bumping around on tiny slopey crimpy holds as you progress through the climb. I don't know if you can really see because cameras and dark light aren't really my friend, but the holds are so small and slopey. Then you bump your left hand further up and right hand further right. Next, you hold on tight to these slopey crimps as you cut your feet from the left heel hook and switch it into a right heel hook. I found the heel hook placement to be particularly dodgy as the foothold is actually quite slopey, so it was really hard to trust pulling off the right foot in fear of slipping.
So you've got your heel on something that's not very sharp that you can really feel confidently to pull off of. And for me, that was the biggest crux.
Anyway, you eventually use the strong right heel to bring your hips higher up the boulder to bump right hand again to a sideways juggier hold. Once you get there, the hold is so good you can change the right heel into a toe and bring your left foot up. This position is quite froggy as you trust your feet to stand up fully. The rest of the climb is a series of tiny footholds and slab up the boulder. You pretty much have to look for the good footholds and sometimes not have any handholds, but as you get to the top there are some so you can mantle over and top out.
This is definitely one of the first climbs that I've really tried to project. I realized that I was really having trouble in the middle section. So Yossi really helped me try to practice that part, which is an important part of projecting, is like practicing the part instead of trying the climb from beginning to end, but just practicing the part that you're having trouble with. So I knew that I could do the traverse part. I knew I could do the first heel hook, but then swapping to the second heel and then bumping around was so hard for me.
Especially bumping right hand to that higher jug was so hard.
I actually spent most of my sessions just trying that move. And I really want to thank Yossi because he was really, really patient with me and he was just helping me get onto the same part every time. So I was like, woohoo, I am trying this without having to like traverse first and then get to that part, because obviously that affects your mind and also just your ability to continue because you're so tired from just physically doing that move over and over again.
No, I think you do want to be more open. So if you like to push. Maybe a bit. That's it. Yeah, good, go. Yes, come on. Come on. Yes.
Okay, that was good.
I was just pulling off my right hamstring so much because that heel hook is so strong, but it's slopey that you really need to engage everything in your core and your hamstring to stay on the wall. Got really late into the night and I was just like, yeah, we should probably go home. I was like, no, I will give it one more go. And I took a really long break and then warmed myself up a little bit and tried one more time, just the crux part.
That's it. Yes, come on. Now what? Face your toes. That's it. And stand up. Yeah. And stay close to the wall. Slap on it.
And then I got it. I can't explain exactly what led me to get it. I think it was a combination of so many things of me like getting used to the wall and just taking that break, that I got to the crux move, got to the jog, and then the rest of it, since I'd never been up so high in the climb, was just me kind of freaking out. And then poor Yossi also had to guide me and then also like hold the light, and I was like trying to go up because I was like, I'm already here, I may as well just try this section now because it's the first chance that I've had. So I made my way up extremely slowly. I was terrified, and also my fingers were so numb from being like cold doing the climb that I was like, this is terrifying, but whatever, like I'm already here. I'm not saying the slab part at the top is easy at all, but it was easy compared to the crux part because that's where my weaknesses were. So eventually did that and then came off and I was like, yay, okay, I can do the whole climb now because I've projected each section, especially the middle section, and I can do it. So I hopped right back on, tried it, and then I fell off immediately. So I was like, okay, that's enough. That's enough for the night, no more. The lockdown happened, so the whole of winter was gone in a flash because we were in lockdown for 3 months and I never touched it. During the lockdown time, I kept picturing in my mind the crux part and I was like, okay, if I just go a little bit harder, I can do it. And like, I was just building it up in my head.
But then 3 months later, we were free. Whoa. I'm good. I got stuck in between that little thing. My shoelace is undone again. It's fine. Gonna try and conquer Paratroopin again today. After how many? After 4 months of not climbing outdoors. Good luck. 3 months? Oh. Good luck to me, hopefully. And if not, hopefully I can do a V3.
Do you want to do these up?
Yes. Someone is doing my shoelaces.
I was pretty nervous because I hadn't done the climb for 3 months. And so I was like, don't really know, but let's give it a try. I mean, I'm ready to project this. I'll just keep going until I get it.
holding that?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I was really focusing on moving my hips as far to the right as possible and then just using as much energy as I can to bump to that next jug. And in the middle, I kind of figured out this random beta which worked for me, which was essentially instead of just bumping to the right jug, I just come in right after to this like really bad hold, which is barely a hold. And then I just like shimmy myself up the wall. So I ended up doing that beta and I sent the crux from that beta. So I was like, okay, maybe this works for me today. So I ended up doing the rest of the climb after doing that one successful attempt. And when I got to the top,
I don't know if you can see this, but there is an echidna right there. There's an echidna. He's just hiding because he's scared. He's scared, buddy.
and that was probably the highlight of my day, honestly. Anyway, so after all the echidna business, I was super hyped and excited. Do a few more attempts, but I didn't really get them, but you know, that's how it be. And then I was like, nope, I'm gonna give it one more go, and then maybe I'll just call it.
Yossi's coming.
Okay, wonderful, thank you.
So as you can see, I did it. I don't know, I can't explain why or how I did it, but I can definitely explain a few lessons learned during this whole process that I feel like I didn't really know, so maybe they can be of help to you. The first thing being to climb in the right season. Climbing in winter definitely helps. Like, I felt really defeated when I was climbing in summer because I wasn't really that warm, but I didn't realize the humidity and all those other factors, external factors, affected my ability to climb. So I was falling off a lot of things and I just wasn't in the right mindset. So it definitely helps to climb in winter, or at least colder temperatures. Second thing is the idea of having emotional and physical safety. There are so many factors that contribute to how your headspace is and how much you're willing to commit, because you know, if you're not feeling completely safe and you just don't trust, then you're less likely to commit to these kinds of moves. So that was something that I really realized, having that emotional and physical safety. We had enough pads and Yossi and Connor were really good at spotting, so I felt that I could just commit and don't have to worry about any of those external factors. The third thing was the idea of projecting, and that's something that it's quite new to me, to be honest. I haven't really projected anything because I'm so impatient, but I think when you're faced with an outdoor climb and you know, you have a little bit of hype from yourself, but also from your peers, you get into that mindset of like, well, it's not going to change, so I really have to just try or just accept the fact that I'm never going to send it. So for me, this particular style of climb felt reachable enough. Like the moves, when I broke them down, really helped me visualize how close I was able to send it. And of course, you never really know, but when you project, you break the climb down into tiny little parts, and then you focus on the parts that you can't do. And I think that is so important. The outdoor climb's always going to be there. So I was like, no, well, if I really want to send this, I really have to focus on what I need to improve on. And the second heel hook was my biggest problem. And I spent so many attempts on that climb. But I think the more I spent on it, the more my body got used to the movement. Because when you first try the climb, you're like, this isn't possible. But then as your body goes, okay, actually, I really need to pull my hips in. I really need to engage my left hamstring. And you try to remember, your body has that muscle memory. It makes you feel a little more confident. And of course, trying it multiple times can be really tiring on your body, so obviously take that pace. But the whole idea of projecting was that it makes you aware of what you need to do in certain parts of the climb, and I think that's really important. All those little things happened. I think that's something I had to go through this process to understand, because, you know, when I look back at the send that I got, I'm like, oh, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's just a heel hook and then you just go for the jog. But no, I had to get there from somewhere. It was from projecting, it was from trying the climb a billion times and being like, okay, like now I know kind of like where I need to go. The more attempts that I had and the patience that I put into this project made me a little more confident every single time. And that's kind of thing that drove me to be able to send in the end, I believe. And then that's kind of what attributed to me sending my first V7 outdoors.
Thank you so much for watching, friends. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you liked this video. It was a little bit more chatty, but hope you got some insight into my thoughts. Anyways, hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next year. Bye!